Hi guys, welcome to my channel Gyms Fun and Knowledge. If you are new on my channel, please subscribe it and press bell icon to watch my all upcoming videos first. So without wasting too much time, let's begin. Hi guys, in this video we'll discuss about loads, which is a very important topic for all types of peoples, all types of engineers, architects and those peoples are working with the design of structures. So loads is a very important concept. Many times you may find the same concept, same question in interviews, and people always give the answer. Load is nothing but a force acting on the body, which is completely wrong. This is not a correct definition for the load. So the correct definition is load is nothing but any external agency or external load acting on the body. This external word is very important, which you have to use to define the load. So any external force acting on the body or any external agency acting on the body known as loads. Clear guys? So load is different categorized as per the design, as per the effects produced on the member, and the last third one as per the direction of loads. So these are the three different categories of loads. So as per each category we'll discuss the types of loads. So first one, the very important type as per the designs. So loads as per the design, there are total 5 types. First one, dead load, live load, earthquake load, which is also known as seismic loads, then wind load, and last one is snow load. So now we'll discuss each and every part, every type in detail. So dead load, first of all, dead load. The meaning of dead load is the load which does not change over time. It means tends to be better defined and require less of the safety factor as comparative dynamic loads. In simple words, if you want to describe it, you may say these are the stationary forces, or weight that do not change in position or magnitude. Clear guys? Also you may say the loads which you can define before it act, known as dead load, which is also known as static loads. Clear guys? Next one is live load, which is also known as moving load or fluctuating loads. The all loads coming from the living things, living beings, known as live load. The name is giving the answer. Clear? Live load means the load coming from the living beings known as live load. But nowadays the name live load is replaced with the imposed load. The name live load is replaced now with the imposed load. So the meaning of imposed load is the load coming from living beings plus because of living beings plus impact load. This question is very important for interviews also, for competitive exams also. The difference between live load and imposed load. The meaning of live load is the load coming from living beings. That's it. That is the live load. Clear? But imposed load is the load coming from human beings or living beings plus because of living beings. Means there are furnitures also, electrical items, refrigerator, ACs. The all loads coming from these furnitures, that all items which are there in buildings only because of human beings. That all loads which you have to add in imposed load only. So third is which you have to add, that is impact load. Impact means suppose if someone is working with the help of hammer. So someone is working with the help of hammer. So hammer is creating some impact on the member or surface. So that impact is known as impact load for the structure, right? So in imposed loads you have to include all the loads coming from human beings or living beings plus the loads coming because of human beings such as from furnitures and all other items plus impact load. These all three types of loads you have to include only in imposed load. But in live load there is only one type, that is loads coming from human beings. That's it. Clear guys? So third one is earthquake load, also known as seismic load. This is also known as dynamic loads. These are the examples of dynamic loads because these loads you cannot define before it act. Means magnitude and positions of these loads are not fixed. You cannot define before it act. Clear guys? So next one is wind load. It is coming only because of wind blown. When wind is acting will act on the member, then that wind load will be the load for the structure. it is the also example of dynamic loading, because before it act, no one can decide the intensity, the magnitude of it. Clear? These all are the natural phenomena, so coming as examples of dynamic load. Clear, guys? Last one is snow load. You can see this type of load in hilly areas. This is also a example of dynamic loading, because before it act, no one can define it. Clear, guys? So these were the some 5 types of loads as per the design. So the next very important category of the load is as per effects produced on the member. As per effects produced on the member. So there are total again 5 types of loads in this category. First one is tensile load, the next is compressive load, then shearing load, then twisting load, then bending load. Clear, guys? So first one we'll discuss now, tensile load. The loads which tend to pull the member in the direction of its application are called tensile loads. Clear, guys? These loads produce elongation in the direction of their application. For example, see, we'll discuss or we'll try to understand with the help of diagram. Suppose this is a piece of any block, any rubber, and the load is acting here as a two equal and opposite forces away from the surface of body, away from the surface of body from both sides. So this is known as tensile load, or you can say pull from both sides. Pull from both sides. In this action, what will happen? When the load will be there on any block, this part, this load will try to move this part this side, and this load will try to move this surface of the body to this side. It means there will be some elongation. After the effect of this load, this will be the work. Clear, guys? So this is the block under tensile load, and the effect of tensile load is tension. So this is the tension. So we'll discuss later in another video in detail. So this is just the introduction about the loads. So tensile load is when two equal and opposite forces acting on the body away from the surface of it. Clear, guys? Next. Second is compressive load. Opposite to tensile load, there is one more type, that is compressive load. It is known as the load which tend to push together the opposite ends of the member are called compressive loads. These loads produce shortening of the dimension in the direction of their application. See, try to understand with the diagram. Suppose this is a block and the load is acting in opposite direction towards the surface of body, means push from both sides. Clear? Push from both sides. So this load is known as compressive load. Clear, guys? Resultant of compressive load, there will be some changes in the dimensions of the block, and the changes will be shortening the length. Shortening the length. Clear, guys? So next type is known as shearing load. The very important thing is shearing load is also known as transverse load. Shearing load is also known as transverse load, which is defined as the loads which when applied at opposite faces, repeating again, the loads when applied at opposite faces of a body tend to cause the sliding of one of these faces are called shearing loads. Clear, guys? Try to understand with the diagram. Suppose there are some two plates, this one and this one. One force acting here towards the surface of body, and second force acting here on second plate towards the surface of body, and both the forces are opposite to each other. So what will be the action? This force will try to move this body this side, and this force will try to move this plate or this body to this side. It means there will be some shearing part in common surface of the plates, known as shear load. Clear, guys? Other example you may see, just rub your hand like this. This is also example of shear load. Clear, guys? Because of shear load, there will be some friction between two bodies. Repeating again the definition of it, the loads which when applied at opposite faces of a body tend to cause the sliding of one of these faces are called shearing loads. These loads consist of equal and parallel and opposite forces. Clear, guys? This was about shearing loads. Next is come to the twisting load. Twisting load. Twisting load is also known as torsional load. Twisting load is also known as torsional load, and the meaning of it is the loads produced by two couples applied at opposite ends of the member. Repeating again, the loads produced by two couples applied at opposite ends of the member, tending to cause one end to rotate about its longitudinal axis relative to the other end, are called twisting load, also known as torsional load. For example, you may take example of screw. When you will punch the screw with the help of screwdriver, then you have to apply some twisting load to punch it. This is the very good example of torsional or twisting load. Clear, guys? Next, the last one of this category is bending load. Last one is bending load. The loads which tend to cause a certain degree of curvature or bending in the member are called bending load. Repeating again, the loads which tend to cause a certain degree of bending or curvature in the member are called bending loads. Example of it is, you may see in your houses when we'll put some clothes on a wire. See, this is the length of wire. When you will put some clothes at the center, it deflect like this. So this is the example of bending load. Clear, guys? So these are the some 5 types of loads as per the effects produced on the member. Next, the third category of loads is as per the direction. So as per the direction, there are total 3 types of loads. First one, vertical load, next is horizontal load, and third one is inclined load. So first one, vertical load. The meaning of vertical load is maybe downward side, maybe upward side. So these are the vertical loads parallel to the y-axis. Clear, guys? Horizontal load, the loads which are parallel to the x-axis, means maybe in this direction, maybe in this direction, known as horizontal load. And third one is inclined load, the load which is parallel to the z direction. So these are the 3 directions, x, y, and z. So parallel to x-axis known as horizontal load, parallel to y-axis known as vertical load, and parallel to z-axis known as inclined load. So this will be inclined load, maybe this direction, maybe in this direction, maybe in this direction. So these are the parallel inclined loads. Clear, guys? So these were the complete topic of loads with its definition and all the categories of it. I'm sure this video will be too good and helpful for you guys to learn the same concept. Please kindly share this video with more and more people, with your batchmates, with your friends, so that other people will also get the benefit of this video. Thank you so much.